India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently met with Perplexity AI's founder and CEO Aravind Srinivas to discuss how artificial intelligence could reshape the country's future. Welcome to our weekly Indian startup news show here at Backstage with Millionaires. I'm Caleb Friesen, your host, and while details of their conversation are under wraps, Aravind called it a great discussion. And this is coming just weeks after he hinted on social media about offering Perplexity Pro free of charge to Indian students, researchers, and educators. Perplexity AI already has over 1 million users in India, but Aravind has even bigger ambitions. He wants that number to grow 10, maybe even 100 times, and his strategy is tapping into India's vast linguistic diversity. To make this happen, Perplexity has partnered with Sarvam AI, a company specializing in large language models for Indian languages, and Aravind hopes that together they can create AI systems that are not just functional, but actually outperform global giants like ChatGPT and Claude when it comes to India-specific needs. And this partnership is about more than just tech development for both Perplexity and Sarvam. Perplexity will gain access to Sarvam AI's expertise in local languages, and Sarvam will be able to tap into Perplexity's huge user base. And also, like I mentioned earlier, to make AI even more accessible to the Indian masses, Aravind is planning on slashing Perplexity's subscription costs for the country. All right, next up in the news, Ola Electric is no longer the king of India's electric two-wheeler market, at least not for December of 2024. Bajaj Auto and TVS Motor have knocked Ola Electric out of that top spot. Bajaj led the charge, selling 18,276 scooters, closely followed by TVS with 17,212 units. Ola Electric, which had dominated the market for months, slipped to third place with just 13,739 units sold in December. But here's the more worrying part about Ola Electric. Back in June of 2024, Ola Electric had commanded a massive 49% market share, but by December, that number had dropped just 19%. But despite these declining sales, Ola Electric still claimed the top spot for the entire year, selling a total of 4.07 lakh scooters and securing 35% market share for the entirety of 2024. TVS came in at number 2 by selling 2.2 lakh units, but the real surprise came in from the number 3 player, Bajaj Auto. They more than doubled their sales in 2024, jumping from 71,941 units in 2023 to 1.93 lakh units, growing their market share from 8% to 17% in just 1 year. Bajaj and TVS have been chipping away at Ola Electric's lead ever since they launched their electric scooters in 2020, and now it looks like they finally caught up. But Ola isn't backing down. In December alone, they slashed prices through their boss sale, launched new scooter models, expanded their store network from 800 to 4,000 outlets, and doubled their service centers to 1,000. But in spite of these aggressive moves, Ola Electric has been dealing with some serious setbacks. Comedian Kunal Kamra's viral post earlier this year put a spotlight on ongoing complaints about Ola's service quality, and to make things worse, both Ola's CTO and CMO resigned just before the new year. So the big question here is, will Bajaj and TVS continue their winning streak into 2025, or can Ola Electric bounce back and reclaim the top spot? Let us know what you think in a comment down below. All right, next up in the news, Amarendra Sahu, the founder and former CEO of NestAway, has filed a criminal case against some of the biggest names in venture capital, Tiger Global, Goldman Sachs, and Ather Ventures, as well as his own co-founders, accusing them of fraud, forgery, and coercion. The case revolves around NestAway's distress sale to Overtake in 2023 for just 90 crore rupees, a 95% drop from their peak valuation of 1,800 crore rupees in 2019. And according to Amarendra, the deal was finalized using his signature, despite the fact that he had resigned as NestAway's director a week before the sale. And that's not all. Amarendra claims that investors promised him an additional 11.72 crore rupees to sell his 5% stake on top of the sale value, but that payment, according to him, never arrived. And Amarendra has also accused Tiger Global's Deep Verma and Ather Ventures' Kailash Nath of using threats and intimidation to force his resignation and rush the sale process. The case is now being heard in the Orissa High Court, and attempts by the investors to quash the complaint have been rejected so far, and the next hearing is set for January 9th, 2025. All right, now let's move into some quick news updates here. First of all, Ather Energy has received their final approval from SEBI for their IPO, and according to their DRHP, the company is expected to raise around 4,500 crore rupees in their IPO. Next up, EaseMyTrip's founder and CEO Nishant Pitti has resigned from his post due to personal reasons, and Nishant's brother will take on this role as CEO with immediate effect. Next up, cloud kitchen startup Curefoods has acquired the South and West India operations of global donut and coffee brand Krispy Kreme from the Landmark Group. Krispy Kreme already has 50 touch points, and Curefoods is now planning to expand their presence to over 350 access points in the next 5 years. And then finally, Accel has raised $650 million in their 8th India-focused fund to deepen their focus in India as they're looking to fund companies building from non-metro cities. All right, now let's move into the funding news segment for today's video. This week, Indian startups raised just a total of $1.64 million, a more than 95% drop from last week, and it's definitely the worst week on record that we've been tracking, at least for the last year of tracking this Indian startup funding news. And so it is still Thursday as I'm filming this video, and I'm hoping this number will go up during the rest of the week. But until then, let's take a look at some of the companies that raised funds this week. And the first company I want to talk about here is Pune-based Cargo FL, which helps companies to organize, track, and improve their shipping and delivery processes using AI. They've raised $790,000 in their seed round. Following that, we have Pune-based guest management platform Guestara, which helps hotels to manage their guest communication, check-in, and upselling all from a single platform, and they've raised $500,000 in their pre-seed round. After that, we have Kochi-based edtech startup Number One Academy. It's kind of like Coursera for small business owners who want to grow their business and their skills. Number One Academy has courses across finance, technology, sales, and even personal development, and they've raised $350,000 in their pre-seed round. And then finally, we have Mumbai-based edtech platform Classroom, which combines educational OTT content with their offline coaching centers to create an innovative learning model for kids, and they've raised an undisclosed amount of funds in their pre-series A round. All right, that is all the Indian startup news that I have for you all this week. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Caleb Friesen, and this has been Backstage with Millionaires. Happy New Year to you all, and I'll catch you in the next one.